We can just be like, let's talk about
sex.
Hello and welcome back to Our 3 Cents. It's the podcast without a good tagline where we talk about all sorts of things. I'm Bailey.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Molly.
Guys, we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks, and a lot has happened since then.
A lot.
Avengers
I got
Infinity
sick.
War came out.
I graduated.
John Mulaney's stand-up came out.
So funny.
And most importantly, today is my dog's birthday. So
That's true.
Happy birthday, Obi. It is true. Yeah. That is the most important thing that's happened this week to any of the three of us. Definitely.
I don't think so.
Yeah. All right, Laura.
I graduated on Thursday. I was nauseous most of the day.
Yes.
I'm still nauseous. What?
You were nauseous?
All day.
For the listeners, in our time, this just happened yesterday. Like, y'all are hearing it. It's been almost a week.
And it feels like it was a week ago.
But this just happened to Laura yesterday.
Yeah, and it feels like it was a week ago. And I was talking to my, mom and fiance about, the finals that I had. And I said, oh, yeah, a week ago when I took my finals. But it had only been, 3 days. And I had thought that it had been so long because my days were just getting so...
Yeah.
But no, I'm super stressed.
So how was
still. I mean, it was fine. I'm just having trouble because I studied abroad last fall, and they're now trying to tell me that some of those credits won't count, and so maybe I actually didn't graduate, but they're just now telling me that.
Wait a minute.
That's fun. Yeah, the audit people emailed me they emailed me the week of finals. So this week, still, I don't know when it happened. This week, it all started, and I've been emailing so many registrars' offices and so many people who have never met me to try to get them to fix my life because I have absolutely no control over it. And then so many people have come to me and been like, you should have taken care of this a while ago. And I was like, well, that would have been fine if I knew about it. But I didn't. So that's fun.
So how many credits would not have counted if...
I specifically took one strategy class that counted for an international strategic management class that I was supposed to take for international business at Mississippi State. And I emailed my professor about it when I was over there, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. Syllabus looks pretty much the exact same. So I got it signed off by everybody who was supposed to, and now that I'm back over here, they're like, well, since it wasn't an accredited Mississippi State college transfer situation, it might not count. And I was like, that's not my fault. You let me take it. Why would I have taken it if it didn't count?
They probably should have told you that before you went across the pond.
Yeah, you would think so, but they didn't. So now I'm just dealing with it. And this very nice woman in the registrar's office, actually I don't know where she resides in her business, but she has registrar under her name. She's being so nice and positive, and it should all be worked out, but every single one of her emails that asks for something else or tells me why it isn't worked out says, but it should all be worked out after that, but it never resolves.
So she's just lying to you continuously.
She's just a very nice lady who wants me to succeed, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So I'm just well, because I am not about to go back to Mississippi State campus.
With an asterisk.
I'll take an L. I'll be like, you know what? I don't need it. I got the book. I don't need the actual piece of paper. I have so many pictures to prove.
I mean, you already have the paper, don't you? Oh, no, they mailed it to you.
No, they sent it to you 6 weeks later after final grades have been posted. But congrats to me because I made all A's my last semester of college. So that's fun.
Good job, Laura.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I never made all A's.
I know. I told everybody today that it had to have happened once. It just had to have happened my last semester because I've never made all A's before. But that's fun.
Yeah.
So now it's on to look for a job. So that's fun.
Yeah. That's always, completely easy and stress-free. And really smooth.
I can tell. I'm excited.
Yeah. Molly, what about you? What you been up to the past 2 weeks besides dying?
Yeah, the first week, I worked myself into almost a panic attack at work. It was really bad. And then last weekend, I once again almost worked myself into a panic attack. Because I hung out with a boy that I liked. I told my parents the next day after I hung out with him and had this like quote unquote panic attack, and my dad was like, haha, you're afraid of commitment. And I was like, this is serious, Dad. Like, I think I have a problem.
Hey, is he wrong though?
Yeah, he's not completely wrong.
I'm just kidding.
And so, but the weekend, I gradually got less and less anxious.
That's how it usually works.
Hanging out with
when
them,
you get more
so
familiar with someone.
Right. So by Sunday, I was okay. I was okay. I didn't eat for like 4 days though. So
have you? Yeah. Let's get back to that. Have you eaten?
Forget the boy.
You keep texting us being like, "Oh, I haven't eaten. I've only eaten this." Did you ever eat?
I have. I had my first like full meal on Tuesday night after.
What did you have?
Okay.
I had cookout.
Of course.
Which was not a good
first meal. No.
I mean, it surprisingly did not upset my body at all. That's usually not the first go-to meal after, not eating that much. But I'd been, like, eating, like, when I did eat, it was, like, healthy food. Like I had a banana earlier that day. I had, like, half a sandwich the day before.
Okay. I mean, it's something.
It was miserable. And so that, plus I barely got any sleep these past couple of weeks. So I am now sick. And let me segue real quick into my dumb corner.
Wait. I wanted to say that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So
and I need
be aware.
Mental health
of
awareness.
Your mental health, everybody.
Yeah.
Ooh, and after Molly's dumb corner, I have a fun dumb thing that happened to me today.
Oh boy. All right, Molly, hit us.
It's not that bad.
So a couple of months ago.
Wait. Sorry, can we pause for just a second? The last time that we let you tell a story before we had heard it, you gave out super, super personal information to a stranger in a Best Buy. Are we approaching that level again? Are we okay this week? That should be an easy to answer question, and the fact you couldn't gives me an answer.
It's on this level of dumb. It is on this level of dumb. So a couple of months ago, I was sitting at my desk, and this dude walks up to the back of the office, and I see him walk up to one of my coworkers. I only see the back of him, and he walks up to him, and my coworker that he walks up to is a super chill guy who's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he stands up and walks the dude away, and I was like, "What is going on?" And 10 minutes later, my coworker comes back around the corner, and he's like, "That guy wasn't supposed to be in here." And I was like, "How did he get in?" And they were like, he came in through the office next door to us because our offices are connected because we use them for our business. And he stole stuff. From one of my coworkers had his backpack in the front of the office and he took it. And then he took some stuff from the office next door. Well, the other day I opened the front door to our office to let the USPS guy in to pick up our mail. This guy is on his phone and he walks past me and he's like, "Do you have a bathroom?" And I was like, No. And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure we don't have a bathroom." And I mean, we do have a bathroom, but I'm not going to let a stranger come in and use it.
Right.
So he's like, okay. He obviously didn't believe me.
And sorry, was this the USPS guy that didn't believe you, that had asked? Or was this another guy?
No. This dude on the phone.
Who came in with the UPS guy, or USPS?
No, he didn't come in with the UPS guy. While the USPS guy was walking in and out of the office.
Okay.
The dude
he called
it.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the USPS guy leaves. I go back to doing my work, and our doors shut. They lock automatically. Mm-hmm. You can only open it from the inside. Or we have a code. And so I hear this knocking on the door, and I have to get the door. And I
Why
just
do you have to get the door? Who made that rule?
And so I don't know, because I'm closest.
I would move.
But I'm the least aggressive person in the office, so it's very obnoxious that I have to get the door. And so I the guy standing in front of the door that I don't open, and so I'm kind of blocking him, and he slides in between me and the door and comes in, and he's like, "My friend is in the office next door dropping something off."
Wait, how did he get in?
Oh.
You didn't open it?
I thought
you just said you didn't open it.
There's two doors that one of them she didn't open, and she blocked his way.
Okay.
Yeah, he slid in between me and the door. And so he's like, "Oh, my friend is next door picking something up." And I was like,
"Well, you go there then."
He's like, I can get through here, right?" And I was like, yeah, so I watch him walk into the other office. And so I go back to doing my work. And I come back around the corner, and the dude's like standing in our office again. And I was like, what the heck is going on?
In your office?
Yeah. This dude was starting to make me nervous. And so...
Just now?
Yeah. So I was like freaking out. I was like, I like went up to my coworker and I was like, there's a guy in the office. I don't know who he is. Then I see the boss from the office next door running around. He like walks him out the door and he comes back and my boss comes out and they're like, what's going on? And he's like, that guy was here a couple months ago. He was the guy who stole from us. My boss was like, how'd he get in the building? Or how'd he get in the office? And I was like,
who knows? Who knows?
Who let him in? And my boss was like, what? And it's like, I didn't know that he was a thief. Like, I didn't know.
We need pictures, people.
Yeah, and I really didn't know, but like, and my boss was like, why was that a stranger?
Yeah,
and I was like, he told me that he was waiting on somebody next door, like, and my boss was like, okay, well, next time you walk him over, you hand him to somebody, you don't just let him wander around. And I was like, okay, my boss was like glaring at me, and I was like, how am I supposed to know that this dude was a thief? Like, he told me that there was somebody and he literally like pushed me, like, you know, he didn't push me, but he literally like just came in. Like, I can't stop people. Like, I am not an aggressive person. Like, I cannot tell people no.
Right.
Well, just for future reference, it is like common to do that in businesses and like places of business, to like walk them places so they don't do that, because it's like he could have been doing something more serious and like you don't know him type of thing. Like, I get where you're coming from, that you're not aggressive, but it's like it could have been worse.
Oh yeah, I mean, he didn't steal anything this time because somebody was like watching him the whole time. So,
well,
like,
I didn't mean steal anything.
Why did he come back?
I don't know.
Because it was so easy to get in the first time, so he assumed it would be easy to get in the second time.
I don't know how he
Just
gets
an
into
easy
the
job.
building, because like you have to have a code to get in the building.
Well, we know how he
too.
got in this time.
And like the last time he came in, I think we reset the code, so he couldn't get back in.
But you said you opened it for him.
No, I meant into the building. Like, our office is
okay.
Laura and I thought he was coming in off the street.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, that's how he got in.
No.
And Molly's just letting
that'd be very
anybody in off the street. Like, oh, you say you have some...
We don't know anything about where you work.
I believe you.
My bad. But yeah, so now anytime somebody like walks by the door or like knocks on the door and I don't recognize them, I get very anxious because a lot of people see like our clothes through the window and they're like, what do y'all sell? And I'm like, not what you're looking for.
I can almost guarantee you don't want to buy it.
I hate it. I hate people. Like, if they don't like tell me, like if I don't get a call and saying like, hey, I'm going to come in and shop around, like, I get very nervous. I hate when
Is there any way, and I don't know
unannounced.
if like your anxiety is going to get in the way of this, because it probably would mine, but just like, or maybe not, I don't know. But is there any, like, how big is the office next to yours?
Next to mine?
Like about the same amount of people?
Yeah, it's a small company too.
So is there any way that you could, like, if you're the one that's going to open the doors, like, just look over the names of the people, like, find out the names of the people who work in the company next to yours and just, like, go up and ask. Like, if you open the door, just ask who they're there to see. And if they don't know a name, be like, well, then you don't get to come in. Like, even if they're saying, like, it's a friend, well, okay, who are they here to see? And if they can't say a name, be like, well, I'm sorry, I can't let you in because of security reasons.
Well, yeah, and I mean, again, this dude, like, before I could even ask him what he was doing, he, like, walked into the office.
Ugh, I hate
Why
people.
you yelled through the glass?
I shouldn't have opened the door so wide, I guess. I mean, I didn't, like, swing it open, but I mean, like, it was big enough for him to, like, come right through.
Yeah. No, just yell at him.
But
they have a problem, they can...
Excuse me, sir. That's just so stupid. Like, people, I mean, he obviously took advantage of you and knew that, like, you didn't look aggressive or whatever. He was, like, stereotyping or assuming, but he was right. It was just stupid. People are dumb.
Yeah, Molly, you should have kickboxed him out.
Yeah, you took that class.
Right, that's awful.
And you play Frisbee all the time.
You have to be fit.
Yeah, like, no offense to Laura, you're the fittest out of all of us.
No offense taken.
My coworker
I know it.
asked me how I stay in shape, and I said I stress and don't eat. And he was like, I didn't ask how you get skinny, and I was like, because
that's not the same as fit. Molly's lifestyle.
I was like,
not
I don't
fit.
do
She just
anything.
happens to be
That's
the
what I
fittest of us
do.
all.
My workout is
that's great.
stressing out.
That sounds like a t-shirt.
Speaking
my
of
workout
fit,
is stressing out.
that kind of leads into my stupid story from this morning, because my mom sent me to Kroger to buy groceries for the party tomorrow. And she had all of these fruits and vegetables on the list. And I had to go to Kroger that I don't go to normally. And I was just wandering around the store looking for all this healthy food that we have to get. And I couldn't find it.
To be fair, it's a huge
healthy
Kroger.
food at? It's I don't buy any of this ever. So I was just wandering around what does a celery look like? It's so stupid. I found it and I was oh, I've never known where the celery was. This might be good information later. Stupid. It's wow, show how unhealthy you are, Laura. You don't know where fucking vegetables are in the Kroger. It was great.
Oh, goodness. I will say, aren't the vegetables always in the front of a Kroger? Aren't they always, right when you walk in?
Yeah, they're, next to the fruit, but, the fruit has their own little section, and then it's, the lettuce and the, a larger vegetables.
Don't eat the lettuce.
But, she's put on
You heard it here first, folks. Don't eat the lettuce.
She put on her list, shredded lettuce, and I asked her before I got the list, because I saw her, it was are you, brand sensitive people? Do you want specific things? Because if you just put, milk on it, I'm going to get what I usually get. And she was no, it's fine, just get whatever. And then it was on there, shredded lettuce, and I was I don't even know what kind of shredded lettuce is. Who gets shredded lettuce? What kind of shredded lettuce? And you go up there and there's all these different types of lettuces, and I was just oh my God, what do I get? Besides romaine, what do I get? Stressful. And
Thank you, CDC, for helping us. Hey, Molly, you live where the CDC is.
What?
You live where the CDC headquarters are in Atlanta. Do you worry about being around all those diseases all the time?
No, because I don't really know exactly what goes on at the CDC. But I do have a friend that works
where they
at
keep the
the
diseases.
CDC.
That's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
He's going to die in a biomedical terrorist attack, I bet.
It's a she, but yeah.
She's going to die in a biomedical terrorist attack, I bet.
Way to stereotype, Laura. Jeez, it could be a girl.
I thought you said he.
I thought you meant dying there being a biomedical terrorist attack. I was I wouldn't call that a stereotype, but I don't like the jokes about it either.
I mean, if we get hit with one, it's going to be Atlanta
real.
first, because then they get all of our diseases out. That's just how
speaking
statistics
of awful
work.
things happening in the world, today there was a guy with a sniper on the interstate.
No.
Shooting people in Atlanta.
You mean a guy with a gun acting as a sniper, or a man who had a friend who was a sniper? Because a sniper is a person.
The gun, a sniper, a gun.
He had a sniper rifle. He was a sniper.
Whatever. I don't know guns.
I don't really either.
Anyway, he was shooting at people. Okay, it doesn't matter what the thing is called.
I'm just trying to tell the truth.
Fact
check. I graduated with 2 degrees. I got to fact check myself now.
Yeah.
Laura, you did graduate with 2 degrees, and we didn't talk about that, but that's very, very impressive.
Double chins, double degrees.
I say as I go to fact check Molly's story and make sure this actually happened.
Well, no, my manager showed me a picture of her friend's car that literally got shot into with her 2 kids in the back.
Why is that not everywhere?
He was
exactly.
driving.
I haven't heard a single thing about this.
I know, and you live there.
Is he white?
I don't know.
Was he driving and shooting at the same time?
I'm sure not, especially
the way
with
she
sniper
explained
rifle.
it to me was kind of confusing, so I don't know exactly what happened, but
it's terrifying either way.
Was this a today thing happened or one time?
It was this afternoon.
That's terrifying.
Oh. So do we go to our lighthearted topic now?
We have one of those?
Oh, goodness. I think we do, somewhere. Okay, so that lighthearted topic is something that a listener asked us, just for a little, not a brain teaser, just a little thought exercise, get us thinking. And it was, what would we do if we won the lottery? And I think before we start, we should set some caveats. Let's pretend we already gave all the money that we needed to, charity and stuff, the nice things that you're supposed to say when you think about winning the lottery.
That wasn't on my mind.
And then it's okay, you did it anyway in this scenario.
Well, let's just set
and then how much money
amount of money that you have to spend.
Yeah, because $1 million and $1 billion are 2 completely different things. So how much lottery are we winning?
Let me look it up again because let me see. Let's just
I was gonna say let's look up see what it is right now.
Highest lottery in America
winnings
right
ever?
now. No, just like going on right now. Like if we won right now.
Okay. Biggest jackpot.
So they all seem to be in the millions, but there's like multi-hundred million dollar ones. So let's see what's...
Yeah, get maybe a few just to take like an average of that.
Let's do 500 million.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Bailey, you can go first.
Honestly, like where I am right now, I would like pay off student loans, pay off car loan, and then like either enroll in some fancy smancy school to get some kind of job I wanted, or like move somewhere to get, like, I'm thinking like job market, like if I can move somewhere, have like rent covered, I can worry about finding like a certain or
so
specific
you would still
job.
work.
It's nothing fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, spoiler alert, my fiance is the one that posed this question.
Would you not work?
And said his answer was he would pay for a financial analyst, and then he would tell the financial analyst to give him a allowance per year that he can use.
Yeah.
And he can make it to like 60 or whatever like life expectancy he thinks he's going to have. And he would never have to work again. And he's just going to live off whatever that is and not do anything else.
See, I think I would get bored.
That's what I say.
Not working. Like I'd have to do something.
Because I said I would get bored, and he was like, "You're not getting bored without having to do anything. You just go buy whatever you want." And it was like, "No, because you have an allowance. That's not how it works." Mm-hmm. But I think I would do the same thing that Bailey did.
Yeah.
I would either go back and get a higher education, but then I really want to like go just pursue my dreams and like, I know this sounds terrible, but pay my way in to like a production studio for movies or like
exactly. I would go live in LA and just like schlep
like pay my way into whatever industry I wanted to be in, and just be like, look, I can give your movie this much money,
and I can
let
afford
me
to live
produce
there.
Yeah.
So you're going to finance a movie to get your job.
I don't even care. At that point, it's like, no. And then I want to open my own pottery place.
No, that's good.
And make pottery, but not have to worry about it making me money.
Oh, I might just open up like a bookstore. That might just be what I do during the day.
You would serve
like
coffee.
I like little fun like niche stores. Yes. Thank you.
But Molly, what would you do?
Like a good like bookstore. Oh, I want a candy store. I really want to open a candy store.
Bailey. Too many niches.
I do.
You could be like Dylan's Candy, but Bailey's Candy.
Can I get books and candy? I don't know what Dylan's Candy is.
It's a fancy, smancy, New York-based candy store. Molly, what would you do with your $500 million?
I am not really a materialistic person. Like, my dad has to tell me, please give me...
Have you ever seen something called the Victoria's Secret fashion show?
Besides that...
And then bought
something
the website
from there since,
because of the sale that they have afterwards?
I haven't bought something from there since last year.
Is this like your detox?
It's just because I've been making my own money, so like I don't want to spend it. Like my dad has to tell me to spend my money. Exactly. He's like, you have more money than we do. You can spend it if you want.
That's so good. Don't spend your money if you don't want to. That's so good.
I'm just very like frugal on how I spend my money.
But now you have so much. So what do you do?
I probably still wouldn't spend it. I mean, like I really want a new pair of Vans and Converses right now. So I probably for sure buy those shoes. I'm probably gonna buy those anyway in a couple of days because I really want some.
Molly gets $500
that's
million.
not going to take a huge chunk out of your budget.
2 pairs of $60 shoes, and says, "Well, that was a lot, you guys."
I would get a new car though, and pay that off.
Yeah, I was going to say you haven't gotten a new car.
That's probably the one thing I would definitely splurge on. But like, I don't need like a big fancy house. I don't know how to decorate. It'll just be empty.
You could pay Grace.
Yeah, I could get Grace to decorate my apartment.
Yeah, hire an interior decorator.
Yeah.
Who also is your best friend.
I would hire an interior decorator to decorate my apartment right now that I have. That'd be nice.
You would stay in that apartment with $500 million?
Yeah, I could do it in like 100 probably. Just $100, not 100 million. But yeah, like honestly, like when you guys told me that we were gonna do this question, I like could not think of what I would want to spend it on because I don't like spending money. Like I spend all my money on food.
Yeah.
And then if I'm like
that's the thing.
going
I don't
to
want
like
to
some
buy
kind
anything.
of event or a big outing, I'll go buy a new outfit. But other than that, I don't really buy anything.
Like that's the thing. I couldn't think of anything like I want a new phone, but like I just want the new iPhone 8, which is like on my plan right now, $40. I just don't want to spend $40 right now to upgrade. And like small things like that, I just don't even know what I would spend it on bigger than that, besides like paying my way into an industry that's essentially going to make me more money.
We're not thinking big. Like we're being very practical, boring people. We're not
like
thinking
I wouldn't
big.
go out and buy like a Ferrari, and I wouldn't go get like a mansion somewhere.
Yeah, because I don't even like Ferraris. I don't want to.
So
I would probably travel before I went.
Yeah, and like traveling around the world.
Business adventures. Because I've only been out of the country one time, and it was on a cruise in middle school. So that's not really like I'd love to go to Europe or like Australia. I'd take like a 2-week vacation at Disney World just so you have like enough time to really like experience it.
Just to be able to say that you did that.
But even that's like
you could even stay at a nice hotel.
Probably super boring to people. I know. I could stay at the Grand Floridian like somebody did.
No, you think I stayed in the I ate dinner there. I did not stay there.
Oh, you stayed in the Contemporary.
Yes. Oh, that's fine. I don't really care about that. It's a nice one.
You stayed there.
No, you keep thinking that.
Because your family was really rich and they could afford it.
No, we ate my cousin's birthday dinner there. It was a 12-course meal.
It's so good. I have done that.
Wow.
It's so expensive.
How do you have a 12-course
Laura
meal?
only had like 4 of the courses because she didn't eat the other ones, but everybody else said it was great. There's lots of vegetables.
Gross. Very fancy food.
Fancy food that Laura didn't eat.
And I have a palate of a 5-year-old.
Yeah, I was like, where's the chicken tenders?
Where's the mac and cheese?
Same.
Do you have potatoes, like mashed potatoes without the skin? I'm sorry, I don't like the skin.
They did have this cauliflower puree
that
I thought was going to taste like mashed potatoes, but it did not.
They lie to you.
Because it kind of looks like it, but it doesn't.
It's very tricky. It does not taste like you think it would.
They say that it tastes like everything, that you can just put it in anything you want and it's going to taste like that, but it doesn't. That's not how food works.
Horrible.
They taste like themselves.
It's not a good substitution. I do not recommend it.
Everybody's like, make like buffalo chicken nuggets with cauliflower, and I was like, that's cauliflower nuggets, not chicken nuggets. Don't say that.
Ew.
It's the vegans. They've just corrupted the world.
That's disgusting. I think I would buy my grandma an iPad and Wi-Fi so we could like text her pictures and stuff.
That's so sweet.
Just because she has like a little flip phone and that's how she takes pictures. I'll have to show you. I'll have to take a picture of her phone and the pictures that are on it.
Is this your mom's mom or your dad's mom?
She doesn't. They're not super connected. My mom's mom. My dad's parents are connected. They just still don't know how to use it. So like, my grandma was like, "Set me up on Snapchat." Nope. Like, she's probably been set up on Snapchat at least twice, and she does not. She was like, "Send me a picture," and I think I did. I don't think she's ever opened it. Oh, speaking of Snapchat, I have an update. Remember when we talked about losing Snapchat streaks?
Yeah.
My boyfriend and I lost ours, and I think it was like over 200 or something. And I was like, "Oh, Molly's gonna be so pissed at us."
No, I actually lost my streak with the girl that cares a lot about Snapchat streaks, and she didn't say a single thing about it.
I thought you were gonna say that.
I was waiting for her to say something because I'm like, "You're the reason we lost it," because I've been keeping it up. Like, we kept getting that timer. And I was like, "Bro, this is exhausting." And she was
How did she lose it? Did she was she busy or something?
Yeah, we lost it, and she never said anything about it. So I was like, "Okay, we have another one now. We have like a 5-day streak now because we got it back." But
how long was it when you lost it?
I think it was like 130. It wasn't that big.
Maybe if I had $500 million, I would buy Facebook and shut it down immediately. Like, I was thinking, buy Snapchat and do something. No, shut down Facebook. Okay, and then we wanted to follow up on something that we talked about a couple weeks ago. It was like 2 episodes ago when we were talking about the friend zone. And I think we all agreed right then that the friend zone, as generally talked about, does not exist. So let's dive into that. I believe we said the friend zone is somewhere you want to be. It's where women place guys.
Supposedly.
That guy, I don't know. Supposedly. According to guys, it is where
they go to die.
They are placed when they want what?
Where they
go to die.
Where they go to die. Relationshiply speaking. But we were all like, the friend zone is a good place. We would like to be in the friend zone. Don't take us out of the friend zone if we made friends with you. Because then you lose a friend.
I have really strong feelings about the friend zone because one of my very good guy friends,
let him out.
Has always struggled with being put in the quote-unquote friend zone, and it drives me nuts because I'm like, this girl's intention, okay, there's multiple reasons. One, that girl's intention was probably never to date you. That was just your intention, and you weren't clear / didn't, like,
yes.
I mean, it's guys just like a lot of guys think like when you just talk to them that means you want to date them or like go out with them or something, and like that's not the case. Like, we're just talking to you because we want to talk to somebody. Like, and this is not all guys, but a lot of guys just view girls as like sexual objects, and that is why the friend zone exists. And there are pros to being in the quote unquote friend zone, okay? I don't think the friend zone exists, but if you think you're in it, I do think there can be a way out of it. And let me tell you, it's not by sulking about it or complaining about being in the friend zone. That's not how you get out of it. And I think if you get put in that quote-unquote friend zone, you need to change your attitude and the way you perceive girls, because now you have yourself a girl space friend, a friend that's a girl, who can...
Girl space friend.
A girl that can help you meet other girls. That is what one of my guy friends, like...
You've got a networking opportunity is what you've got.
And
take advantage.
What my guy friends, like, try to use me for. They're like, introduce us to girls, like, you can get us in. And I'm like, okay, you're a shitty person. Why would I help you get a girlfriend, let alone someone that I know?
Did you say shit?
Why would I set you up with them?
Yes.
Because they don't, like, since they're not trying to date me, they don't put on their best face. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to. But, like, you still need to treat me with respect if you want me to, like, set you up with other girls. Because if you treat me like shit, or if you're a bad person to me, then, like, I'm not gonna want to set you up with other girls. Like, so there you go. You're digging yourself further into the quote-unquote friend zone by being a shitty person.
That reminds me of, it was like a tweet or something I saw one time where it was like, why do guys get so mad when one of their friends starts dating their sister? Like, wouldn't you want someone you're close to date your family and someone you trust, but you don't because you know how terrible those guys are in their casual moments.
Well, that's like the whole like men are trash situation going on, and then men getting mad when women or other men or whoever says men are trash, but then the same men getting mad, like the same men that say all men aren't trash are the people who support those like pictures of like guys holding their daughter with like guns in the pictures. Like prom pictures are a lot like that sometimes, or like wedding pictures or whatever. It's like,
that was bad.
You do this, or like you call out men who do shitty things, and like all dads warn about guys and like say to be careful, and like the stigma around women dating, like girls dating, is so much different than the stigma around guys dating, because dads know how boys are, like, and they don't grow up to be any better if they're not taught. So like you know, like we can't say men are trash, but the men can say all the time that like, oh, you have to be careful because of what's out there. Oh yeah, men.
Yeah. So if you're going to use if you're a guy and you're going to use a female friend to transition to some new ladies, just be like, there's nothing wrong with being like, hey, I like so-and-so. Do you think you can like, you know, introduce us, or like, you know, come hang out with us or something so I can talk to her? That like innocently, there's nothing wrong with. But I mean, it's like you're saying, like, if I know you're a terrible guy, I'm not going to want to set you up with a friend. So if you've been a terrible guy and your friend knows this, don't be like, hey, set me up with those ladies.
Well, and it's all about how you come across. Because, like, again, one of my guy friends is into this girl that I kind of know. Like, I'm really not that good of friends with her. Like, we played Frisbee together. That's about it. He literally bugs me all the time about, like, trying to like get her to come play with us, and he's being like so creepy about it, and he's like, you're cock blocking me, like help me out. I'm like, if we were in person, you, me, and this other girl, I would introduce you, but we're not, so you're not going to go through me to get to her over the phone, over wherever, unless it's in person, because you're being weird. I'm like, this is you're creeping me out. Like, if this girl knew like the levels you were trying to go to get to her, she'd be creeped out. Like, it's just, no.
My thing with the friend zone is that kind of what Molly was saying earlier. So if I've had a boyfriend my whole time in college and most of the time in high school. And if I ever made a friend with a guy, it was to be friends.
Wow, brag much?
Sorry. I mean, they were the same person, so not really.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
But, so it's like, if I made friend with a guy, it was always just to be friends. Like, I was never romantically attracted. Like, I didn't want a romance with this person. It wasn't a flirtation on my part. And so, if a guy ever got, like, but I'm also not the type of person to be that girl who, if a guy talks to me, say, oh, I can't talk to you because I have a boyfriend. So, like, some people, if they didn't follow me on social media or what have you, may not have known. And I've known of a couple instances where guys have stopped being my friend because they thought I was flirting with them, or they thought that our relationship was going further, when it's like, I didn't give you any indication that was happening. You set that up for yourself, and you started having feelings. Like, most of them started in, like, classrooms. It was like we happened to sit next to each other and we were in groups, and then it was like, what have you. And it's like, I didn't do anything. I talked the same way to the girls that I sit beside. I talked the same way to, like, teachers. Like, I wasn't talking to you any different way. You did this, and now you're mad at me because I didn't reciprocate your feelings. That's not my fault. And, like, them saying, well, you friend zoned me and you didn't even know that you had a boyfriend or you had this or that. And, like, that was just like, that's your fault that you didn't tell me and you didn't warn me. And I was like, oh, so I had to warn you not to, like, act on feelings that I didn't even know you were going to have because I thought this was just a platonic friendship. Yeah. Why is it my fault that you caught feelings?
Yeah, let's look at it from the friend zoned person's perspective.
I can comment on that one.
I can't.
Okay, because I was going to say that there's nothing wrong with, like, having unrequited feelings. Like, that's going to happen all the time. But I think it's the reaction
it's the way you handle
to those feelings and when they become unrequited. So, Molly, what did you want to say?
It's like I crush on guys all the time, and I'm very obvious about it. In our last week's episode, or the last episode we did, we talked about our middle school selves. Like, I was very open with my feelings, and so I got rejected so many times, and, like, I was kind of like how one of my best guy friends is now. Like, I would talk to a guy with an intent to, like, eventually, like, hopefully date them. Like, I had a few guy friends, but, like, and again, some of those have been required because I liked them at first, and then we just ended up becoming friends. But, like, anytime, like, a guy rejected me, like, yeah, it sucked, but, like, after that, more than anything, I just wanted to be their friend because I am an awkward human being, especially when you first meet me.
Really?
And so, like, it takes a while to, like, fully get to know me. So I always believed that, like, if I became friends with a guy, then, like, eventually they would, like, get to know who I really am and they would end up falling in love with me. That never happened. But
yeah, and that's
but it's
once you're out of middle school and high school, that's don't think of people like that.
But it's not a bad mindset to have. I mean, like, obviously, like, I wasn't, like, actively trying to, like, still date them. Like, I wasn't, like, still in love with them while we were friends.
Right, yeah.
But that's actually how I acquired a lot of my guy friends in middle school and high school. I had crushes on them, and they were like, oh, no, I'm not into you like that. I'm like, well, let's just go back to being the way things were. Like, I am fine with that.
Yeah, and I think that's something that when people talk about the friend zone, they leave out. Like, if you're actually upset that you're in the friend zone, you're kind of looking at dating wrong. Like, yes, for some people, dating is just getting set up through friends or going to a bar or doing, like, online dating. But I think that you should date your friends. Like, you should be friends with the person who you start dating. So, like, if you're in the friend zone, that's just, like, a good step. Like, I mean, I guess when people talk about the friend zone, it's usually they've had feelings for a while and then they get rejected and they're back into the friend zone. But, like, I don't know, maybe y'all weren't actually that good of friends then.
Well, that's the things that I thought about. Like, when Molly just said that she had something to say about being in the friend zone, like herself being in the friend zone, I, like, said I didn't have any examples of that myself. But there was one time in high school before I started dating my first boyfriend.
Between boyfriends?
No. Before I started dating my first boyfriend, that I, like, got infatuated with this guy at my high school, and like I didn't know him. Like I was very new acquaintances with this guy, and like I thought he was cute and I thought he was nice, and that was it. But like we only had a couple classes together. That semester was the first time we'd ever had a class together, so I really didn't know anything about this kid, and I was like in love with him, or so I thought, and got so mad when like he did not return the feelings to me. And like looking back at it now, it's just like he didn't have to return my feelings. He was actually the like mature, intelligent one in the like a relationship that didn't have we had no friendship. Like there was no friendship. And I think that's like my thing about, you don't want to be in the friend zone, but did you go into it with romantic feelings to a person who was like unexpecting and like
yes,
didn't have any indication that was going to happen, or that you felt that way, and like now you're mad at them that they didn't feel that way when like you just met technically, like, or like a coworker relationship that like you've been friends or acquaintances for so long. Like there's a difference between acquaintanceship and friendship, and like you can't just go to somebody and be like, I'm in love with you, when like you might have had coffee twice. That's not how relationships work.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that also kind of comes from society, how we're very, guys and girls can't be friends. If you can't be friends with a person, you're either going to sleep with them or you don't need them at all. So a lot of times people will have those interactions, I guess, kind of thinking they're in the right thing to do, like, oh yes, I am friends, quote unquote, with this girl, and then we are going to sleep together.
Yeah.
Which it's always about sleeping together. It's never about actually dating.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
So annoying.
It's just like, I guess the final thing, like for me at least, is it's just, it doesn't exist. Like you and a girl, a guy, whoever, they don't put you in it. You, by your own choices, by your own actions, put yourself in it, because like then you're too strong sometimes, and then you're too whatever, and you're trying to follow these rules that are made up by society, and it's just like, just don't. And so it's just like, you
got to communicate better, I think.
Let me give you a murky example of like,
okay.
So like my guy friend was talking to this girl for like 2 weeks nonstop. They were having like really good conversations, like had a lot in common. He thought that she was into him, so he asked her out. She said no. That can be a little confusing though. I mean, like, she didn't necessarily put him in the friend zone, because I mean, like, I think there's a fine line between getting like put in the friend zone and like unrequited love. Like, is that what I'm thinking?
I think it depends on his reaction, if that makes sense. Like, he did get rejected. I don't know exactly what she said. She may have said like, no, I just think of you as a friend, is kind of where the term friend zone came from. But see, that just seems like a normal thing that happens all the time.
And like, had they met 2 weeks prior, or was this like I've known you for a while?
I think they had met 2 weeks prior, and they'd been talking since they met.
Prior relationship.
Okay, so they've only been talking for 2 weeks. So like, if she was like, we've not known each other that long, can we take it slow? That's fine. Because I think there's a fine line between leading somebody on also, which gets confused with friend zone, and like guys and girls are guilty of leading people on for their own personal gain, or just because they can't let go, or they like companionship, or they like having someone on the string to do things for them because they think like that this other person is going to do whatever they can to get them. And I do think people are guilty of utilizing people's feelings for their own benefit, which is wrong. Yeah. But I don't think that's different from the friend zone. The friend zone is a place where people put themselves because they didn't get what they wanted.
Well, I feel like it's always guys feeling that way, and it's like that question, like, can guys and girls be just friends?
Yeah.
Like I don't think guys think that guys and girls can just be friends. Like, girls think that, but then again, like, I feel like girls can look past.
Listeners, if you're a guy, tell us what you think.
Yeah, because I think girls look past the sexual relationship, and they're like, I can be friends with this guy. Like, he's cool. Yeah. But guys, like, can't
and we're talking about guys a lot. Yeah, we're talking about guys a lot in regards to the friend zone, but that is usually where I don't want to say,
guys
like,
do genuinely get more upset than girls do. Like, girls get rejected, and they're like, they look into themselves, and they're like, well, crap, what's wrong with me? Like, and they take the blame for it. They don't blame the guy for rejecting them. Like, guys blame the girl. Like, they get pissed, and they're like, what the heck? Like, you put me in the friend zone, you know, whereas like girls are like, oh my gosh, like what did I do? Like,
did we
you know,
talk
they like
about on the
overanalyze
podcast
themselves.
the difference between like how women are more often than not looking for a partner for the future, especially in college? Like collegiate women and people in that age range are looking for partners to be their forever partners. And like if you start dating somebody in college, you're more than likely looking at them to be your future spouse. But men, on the other hand, I feel like look at that age gap as just casual hookup time, and they're not looking for something serious during that time. Mm-hmm. And so as a woman, we're looking for the serious thing, and we're looking in, like, if somebody breaks our heart, or if we get friend zoned, or if we do whatever, like, we're looking at what made us like less eligible than somebody else, like what was wrong with us that they didn't want us as their future partner, when like the guy's probably not even looking at it like that. But when a girl does that to a guy, the guy's like, oh, it's something with her, like she's messed up, or she, because that's the whole thing about like when a guy is like, even like bare minimum Twitter, that type of guy, or like emotionally abusive, but he doesn't want to accept it, and then he breaks up with or the girl breaks up with him finally, he blames her for everything, and he's like, oh well, she was crazy. Well, you were the one making her crazy, you know, like. So
is this where we get like relevant and talk about incels? Because I don't want to.
Who?
Incels, we've talked about before. Involuntarily celibate. It's kind of a.
We should talk about that at a different date.
Reddit movement. Yeah,
I'll write it down.
But it's kind of the same mindset there. Yeah, kind of the same mindset that the girl is at fault. For a lack of sex happening.
But yeah, I just feel like women are blamed in most of society for things that go wrong in relationships, and that there's less what's the word, like, not accountability. There's like less accountability on the man's part in a lot of things, but that's just kind of how our society is. And so
I don't want any guys to think that we're just hating on them, but you know, surely you're socially aware.
But yeah, and I mean, I don't know very many girls that get like blame the guy for not liking them, like,
right, or that talk about the friend zone.
Yeah, I always took it very personally whenever guys didn't like me. I never was like, I'm in the friend zone now. It's like, I'm ugly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Molly, you're beautiful.
Thanks, Bailey. I think you're very beautiful.
I'd like for you to be in my friend zone. That sounded kind of sexual, but... Hey, you know me. You know I don't mean it that way.
Right, of course.
Is that it on the friend zone? Are we good?
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
The friend zone doesn't exist. And honestly, like, I'm calling people out. If you think the friend zone exists, you're a shitty person.
Don't blame other people for the problems you have and that you created for yourself.
Like look inside. If a girl rejects you, like, there's obviously something you need to fix in yourself. Not to be mean, but
yeah,
that's what I did.
And look at her now.
I'm still a shitty person.
Nothing really changed, but I've accepted
you said you bottle up all your feelings and push them down, so maybe not that far.
Don't bottle up your feelings. Don't push them down. That's what I do.
I think the friend zone could, like, potentially have legitimacy if we were just talking about being rejected, but it's kind of turned into like a
scapegoat,
almost toxic, like,
it's like a negative connotation.
Yeah, like a scapegoat of like.
And I think if the friend zone was a good thing, then like, I think it could be taken in a good way. Like it's like I said, I used my rejections to like either become friends with them or like change something about me mentally, not physically. Don't change yourself.
Or just like, hell yeah, like she wants to be, or they want to be my friend, but they don't want to just like not have anything to do with me. I'm gonna get a friend out of it. Like, I'm gonna continue to have a really good friend that I really like. Like, take a friend. You could have nothing.
When you use it to mean, oh, somebody led me on, like they shouldn't have been doing that. They shouldn't have like liked me, quote unquote. They shouldn't have been flirting, whether they actually were doing that or not. And, you know, not to say that people don't lead other people on, but like, I don't know. Stop it. So what guys, what did we learn today? This is my new corner called What Did We Learn Today?
Laura has to have a different place to podcast. Graduating doesn't do anything to help your mental health. Living at your parents' house after you graduate does nothing to help your mental health.
Now, Laura, I kind of meant what we learned in like the last hour, not what you've learned over the past like 24.
I've learned that recording a podcast when you're sick is not fun.
But drinking beer during it is.
You guys are missing the point of the What Did We Learn corner.
We have good things to say about winning the lottery. We're not going to be shit people.
We learned that men are trash. But I'ma still date them.
Okay.
Same.
Or try to.
We learn to be friends for real with people. Because friendship is hey guys, friendship is very important.
Yes.
We love our friends.
Not every relationship has to be about sex or even about dating.
Yeah, like, even, like, from a guy's perspective or a girl's perspective, like, if you become friends with the opposite sex, like, you can learn how to get the opposite sex, you know? Like...
Molly, what are you saying?
Like, how to, like, appeal... Okay, that's bad. That's bad advice. Don't try to appeal to you.
Molly, are you saying that, like, I should be friends with guys to learn what guys like how to attract more guys to me?
Kinda, yeah.
Is that, like, basically what you said? No, that's very bad. That's very, very bad. Don't do that.
I don't mean, like, try to, like,
appeal
to them, but, like, figure them out. Analyze them. Like, my guy friends are useless. Like, they are the worst.
Research.
Guys.
It's like research.
It is like research.
Okay.
For future. It's an experiment. It's great.
Like a Jane Goodall.
Oh, amazing.
Go out in the animals, watch them.
If I'm talking to a guy, I will use my guy friends to try to figure out, like, if this guy likes me, or if he's just being
as a soundboard.
Friendly.
Yeah.
They're awful at figuring that out, so I stopped going to them. But if you find the right person, they can...
But you'll have better friends,
Yeah,
listener.
if you can find the right person, they can be very helpful.
Yeah, that is true. To get the other, insight, because I don't believe men and women think completely different from each other, but
different enough.
They do some. I don't know.
So
gender roles are dumb.
I think we learned a lot.
Boy, do men and women think about things differently sometimes.
I think we learned a lot here, and I hope that our viewers or our listeners also learned some things and can take this information and use it and put it to good use.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for bearing with us as we had our little off week. Everybody got kind of busy. And then congratulations to Laura for graduating with 2 whole graduate degrees. Not graduate degrees, undergraduate degrees. And
Bachelor
also maybe
degrees.
we'll keep you updated on if Laura actually graduates or not. So as always, if you want to send us any comments on previous episodes or send us stuff for new episodes, you can follow us on Twitter at ourthreecentspod, 3 the number 3, or email us at ourthreecentspod@gmail.com. 3 being spelled out that time. We're on SoundCloud and iTunes, and you could subscribe both of those places and leave us feedback there. And then also our music is called Digital Lemonade by Kevin MacLeod, who you can find at incompetech.com. As always, I'm Bailey.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Molly.
That is great. Goodbye.
Bye. Stop whining. It's rude.